In this guide, I'll explain how to install TransAT-CFD on a Windows machine. To begin, navigate to the TransAT-CFD homepage. Here you can find more information as well about TransAT. Under the main TransAT tab, you can also refer to installation manuals. This will have some troubleshooting tips and also have the most up-to-date information. To download TransATs, click on the Download tab. This brings you to the Download Center, where you can log into the CRM, or if you have not yet registered, please fill out this form to create an account on our CRM to access TransAT. Please provide an institution email, such as a work or university address. Once you have done so, you'll be able to sign in to the CRM. Use your email and login credentials that you'll receive in an initial email. In the TransAT portal, under the TransAT Downloads tab, under All, we have TransAT products that you can download. Either the Linux version, Windows version, as well as access to all of the manuals. Please note you can also upload cases here. If you have a support question, you can either contact ams@poiri.com or use a case to submit your support request. Then we'll download the Windows executable. Once the installer has downloaded, you can click on the icon to launch the installer. Accept any permissions from your computer and let the installer execute, clicking Next to cycle through the guide. Accepting the license and defining installation location. The default is in Program Files, creating a new folder called TransAT. Clicking Next will approve the components to install, which also includes tutorials and MS-MPI port range definition, which is needed for parallel simulations. TransAT will check the dependencies, which are some additional software that is required. Typically, they should not be installed, but it could be they already exist, in which case TransAT won't need to install those software. Check in the background as the software dependencies will be installed. Confirm here, which should include Microsoft MPI, Intel Fortran, and Microsoft Visual C++. Unless they're already installed, they won't show here. This will guide through installation wizards for each of these applications. You can go through the wizards, such as accepting the license terms, choosing where to install the programs, and if you want updates. In general, it's best not to use updates as we want a specific version that TransAT needs. And install the various packages. Repeating for Fortran, and finally for C++. Once these dependencies are completed, we can close and continue with the installation of TransAT. Towards the end of installation, you'll be requested to define the MPI range definition. The default values are acceptable. Clicking Install and Close. Next, the unit test will run to ensure that TransAT and its dependencies are correct. The Python test is checked, which should show successful, as well as the MPI test should also be successful. And finally, TransAT will be tested. The unit test simply runs a simple simulation using TransAT. With the simulation successful in the background, the unit test will display as successfully ran. Clicking OK, the installer is finished. At the end of installation, you can check TransAT log files. The log files show the log of what happened during installation. In case you ran into errors, you can check the logs. Or if we're supporting for installation problems, you may need to send us these log files. We'll specify anything needed. You can close the log files and finish the installation. Checking on the desktop, the shortcut should now be available for TransATs.